hate puppies.
Ely.
We need to redo that.
Good podcast.
Yeah, get on it. I feel threatened. It took me years to do that production.
Yeah.
I hate that intro, but there it is. That's the one, Dave. You got it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Pallet House, the only podcast dedicated to solving first world problems and hopefully helping you figure out what you should be eating or drinking this weekend. I feel like that just rolls off the tongue now. I'm good with it.
Yeah.
The new start. It's clean. It's clean. We haven't got any complaints. Not like Dave got this week, boy.
Speaking of, teaser, stick around for that.
Yeah, boy.
Speaking of Ely, I was hanging out with a friend of mine who's a listener, and she ran into Ely, and she said she went up and like freaked out talking to him, and I haven't reached out to him, but she was like, I think he was wondering who the hell I was and why
She's
I was
a
talking to him.
long-term listener.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Did she like fangirl out on him?
Yes, she didn't really go into the details. Their kids were playing against each other or something at a basketball game. I don't know. And
what, you see the name on the
she
jersey?
knows. I mean, she knows what he looks like. I mean, she's seen pictures of him and stuff. So,
oh yeah,
and she's in education, so she knows almost all the kids, of a certain age.
There we go. Okay, I think I know who you're speaking of.
Yeah,
she's good people.
Yes,
I like her.
Yeah, so we were go over to their house every year for Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And she was telling me the story. Then I was sitting there watching the game or lack of game.
It's a great game.
And then I was listening back to the last podcast, and I was like, holy shit, Brendan really,
predicted that shit spot on.
I'm giving you the right to, break your arm patting yourself on the back right now, because I give you a lot of shit for your gambling. But you nailed that one, and you nailed it right on. And I couldn't remember, because I can't remember any of these podcasts. So when I listen to them, I can remember pieces of it. But I'd forgotten you were kind of flip-flopping, and Dave was kind of flip-flopping with you. But at the end, you basically called out exactly what happened.
And I did bet on it, and I bet on it big.
Nice.
Because I was in a hole. And as they always say in the gambling world, chase your losses. Chase your losses.
Yeah. All you have to do is win.
That's how you get out of it. If you're down 10 grand, bet 10 grand. You're down 20 grand now, bet 20 grand. Eventually, you'll win before any damage is done.
My first job in college at the college was my second job. I was working with this guy, and he was a big gambler. And he said, and I swear, and I say it all the time to my buddies, I never forget it. He said, man, scared money don't make money.
That's right.
And I was like, you sound like you have a problem, but I have to say I like that saying right there.
I put as much money into my account as I was down on the year. And I have a rule, small bets.
Yeah.
But the Super Bowl is the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Big bets. And I mean, I bet it all. I put
So
everything.
you bet on the Eagles to win.
My largest bet was on the Eagles to win.
Was that money line, or was that cover the spread? Because that's two different things, right?
I figured I may as well take the 1.5
Yeah.
points just in case.
Yeah.
Like, God forbid the Chiefs come down and win one. But apparently that wasn't happening because Kelsey's 75 years old and Patrick Mahomes sucks. He's
And then
washed.
I remember talking about the over, and I was even going, I think it was
48.5.
Yeah, I was like, both teams have scored 24 points, right? Like, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Especially from the previous games.
But that was not the case. Both teams did not score 24 points.
Yeah. No.
Luckily, the Eagles made
Did
up
very
for
well.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
they almost scored 44, right?
I put my largest bet on the Eagles.
Yeah.
I put my second largest bet on the over. And I put my third largest bet on a parlay with the Eagles and the over.
Wow.
Then I had Xavier Worthy to score a touchdown, who's apparently the only guy on the Chiefs who showed up. So that was fantastic. Mm-hmm. I had, what's his name? I'm drawing a blank. I'm drawing a blank on the Hurts to tush push and get a touchdown. Sure enough, that happened.
So you hit on 5 bets?
There was a 6th bet I hit on. I did miss on Saquon scoring because it was his birthday. And I was like, how the hell did that guy not score? And I missed on
Were these back down to your $10, $15 bet?
$5 bets.
Yeah.
So it was like, boo-hoo.
Yeah.
A big loss. No, I cleaned up.
That's
Cleaned up.
awesome.
And
So-
you won squares.
Yeah.
And you won squares?
Then I won the squares. Not the big one, but
Yeah.
a good enough one.
Hey, if you win one quarter, that's a win.
And then there was a work pool where they were like, pick the team that's going to win and by how much, and whoever was the closest to it. Well, apparently I was feeling a little froggy, and I had the Eagles killing these fucks.
No one had that.
No
Like,
one had it.
Yeah.
Everyone had the Eagles. If they had the Eagles, it was 1 and 2s.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, fuck it. They're going to kill them. They killed them.
Yeah.
Because I figured I had to go bold
Yeah.
if I was going to win this. So I went big, and sure enough, they covered that. So, like, I cleaned up a work pool, squares. Yeah,
Wait.
I netted out pretty well.
So you basically ended the season back in the black.
If you count the squares and the work pool and everything, I actually was, I was way profitable this year.
Wow.
And that includes all my futures bets and all my stupid shit I did.
That's crazy.
It's a good...
See, it always works out.
That's a Hail Mary if there ever was.
It absolutely was. And it all just hit. And when it started happening, I was like, well, that over is going to fuck me because the Chiefs suck. Then the Eagles didn't stop.
Yeah.
I was like, well, then okay then.
Even at halftime when they were up like 24-0, I was like, don't you worry. The Chiefs are going to make this a game.
That's what I kept thinking,
And
too.
then the Eagles came out and stepped on their neck, and I was like, you.
Yeah.
And then the Chiefs got lucky with some, we're way behind, throw a deep bullshit points, but I was like, it's
Which-
over at this point.
But that is what was needed. We needed
to get
fuck
the
me.
over.
to get the over.
No, Worthy's. It was like 64 points. So I got screwed on the worthless Hail Mary at the very end. Remember?
Yeah, he took
Oh,
some.
on the squares?
Yeah, the fourth quarter was the biggest payout.
Yeah.
And I had that
You had those
square.
yeah.
And Brendan was like, "This is a lock! Congratulations, Dave!" I'm like, "Shut the fuck up!"
I was
It's like,
happy
it's a
for
lock.
him. I was happy for him. Everyone was winning. But no.
Ye old reverse jinx works every
You did.
time.
You did. He even. I could see it. He was like, "Because if he doesn't win, then it goes to community pool because we had a bunch of blank squares."
It was beautiful. It was beautiful. But someone actually did win.
Yep,
So I think it was the Duke.
it was.
Yeah, the Duke pulled one out.
I'll allow it.
So everybody that needed to win won.
Yeah. All the cool people.
All the cool people won.
Yeah.
And then Dave drove my car home.
Nice.
Which
To your house or to his?
no, to his. So there's one road that I had to turn on. He turns to me, his wife was leaving. He goes, "Hey man, can I get a ride home with you?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course." And I said, "But do me a favor. Drive down that road to your house on the way there so I can make sure there's no cops on that road."
Yeah.
Because it's not.
We actually went the long way
Yeah.
for that purpose.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure because it's not far and it's a back road, but still it's a road.
So
I was
how'd
like-
you get home?
Then I drove down the road that had already been cleared. It's old street racing logic.
In whose car?
Mine.
I thought he drove your car home.
Yeah, and then I drove it from his house to my house.
Oh, okay.
I had him drive down the road just to do a quick check, quick spot check.
Okay.
He was like, "You're sober." I was like, "Legally, probably not." Like I feel fine.
Yeah.
Yes. Like I haven't been pounding beers, but
Why didn't you just have him drop you off and then come get you in the morning?
because we checked the road.
Because Dave was definitely sober.
Maybe Brendan was a little inebriated.
I was working through the numbers. Like the next morning, I had shit to do.
It
I
made
had-
sense to
Well,
me.
that was at your house, Dave. A couple of years ago, you had that big party, and Brendan rode his skateboard over, and he was going to ride it home. And I was leaving, and I was like, "Hey, man, I'll gladly take you home." No, I'm going to ride a skateboard. And he was drunk, and I'm like, "But I'm leaving, and you're leaving too, and I'm driving by." No, I'm good. I'm going to ride a skateboard. I'm like, "Get your ass in the car, dude."
And I'm glad you actually stuck to that. Because the truth is that's a very long ride on an electric skateboard in the middle of the night.
Yes.
You can't see much.
No.
I don't know if you know, but electric
No.
skateboards don't have a lot of visibility in the
They're not
dark.
known for stability either.
No. But you know what hides in shadows? Rocks.
Yeah.
When you're doing 20 miles an hour on an electric skateboard, you
I
don't.
bet that thing goes faster than that.
Oh, it does. But I actually, when I'm drunk, so there's 3 speeds on it.
Uh-huh.
There's like the eco mode, the sport mode, and then turbo mode. Now, turbo mode at my most sober
It's ludicrous mode.
is not cool.
Yeah.
I don't understand people who want anything that thing damn near goes 30 miles an hour.
Yeah.
That's a lot of speed when you're, 4 inches off the ground
Yeah.
with nothing between you.
Yeah.
So that's a little sketchy, but my rule is once you start drinking, eco mode.
That's just the slowest.
It tops out as a governor at 13.
Yeah.
So even if which is still fast enough to crack your head
Yeah,
open.
yeah, but it's 1/3 of.
Yeah, it's way better.
But when you go out on the main road, you do want to get up because you don't want to spend too much time on that main road.
On the main road, I know it's smooth. I
Yeah.
do crack it back up to sport mode. Go 18, 19.
Yeah.
Which is crazy fast.
Crazy fast.
Yeah, and then cut back down and just carve. It's super safe. That's why I was going to drive home. Super safe.
He is not old enough yet to have fear.
Oh, I
Oh,
took
he's
this,
past old enough, but his head's not there.
Nah, yeah, I'm a young man. Young man who's in pain all the time.
Dude, did you guys lose power at all?
Oh yeah.
Because it's been a hellish couple days in my house.
Yeah, we had a huge ice storm here.
Yeah.
It knocked out all kinds of shit. I
Yeah.
did not lose power. You both lost power?
Yes.
For how long?
So my story is tonight's Thursday night. So Tuesday evening, I guess the power went out. And we had the fireplace going, the wood
Yeah,
stove
you have a
going,
wood
so that
burning
was
stove,
good.
so that can heat the house, right?
Not the whole house.
But the downstairs.
The downstairs. So that was fine, but I can't sleep without my machine. So
Oh.
I slept in the extra room upstairs on the couch. Power came on at like 1 in the morning, 1:30. So then I got in bed. So I got a half night's worth of sleep. Then at 8 o'clock Wednesday morning, the power goes out again. Well, the kids were out of school, dude. My kids were both at home all day long with no power. And that power didn't come back on again until 2:45 in the morning. So last night, I got a shitty half night's worth of sleep.
Oof.
And it was freezing cold upstairs. It was like 56 in my house, even with the wood stove cranking downstairs. Because I just can't sleep on the floor and I can't sleep on my downstairs couch. It's just uncomfortable. Plus, I snore, so I can't sleep around people. So I'm dragging tonight.
Oof.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, fortunately for you, Dave and I got mad pep in our step.
That's right.
We're ready to rock and roll.
Dave, you lost power? In all honesty, we were only out 18 hours. I can't really complain. Like
It was the timing of them that sucked. Though.
Yeah. Well, 18 straight hours the second time and like 4 or 5 hours the first time. But yeah, halfway through the night when the whole house lights back up again.
You can see how quickly society would just devolve.
Oh, yeah.
If like an EMP went off, like power was gone.
Yeah.
Because you made it, but you're like, I can't do any of the shit.
Yeah.
Like we're so reliant on it, and then you couple that with losing internet,
Yeah.
which now we couldn't do anything.
No
So-
porn.
Wednesday when we got home,
The old spank bank, gross. I got to go all the way back to that. I'm
Right.
thinking about old conquests, gross.
Wednesday when we got home from work, the whole family had to go to dinner because we couldn't even like cook or heat anything up.
Oh, that probably chapped your hide.
I was actually cool with it, but I was like, we got a ton of food I don't want to waste. So then we all went to dive practice because we didn't want to sit in a dark house. But I was like, aha. I told the oldest son, I was like, grab a bag.
We're gonna shower up in this.
You're going to
mug.
shower up in there. So both boys showered in the locker room.
Heck yeah.
And then I was planning on, if we went all night, I have a shower at my office, so I was just going to get up and shower at the office the next morning. But
There you
luckily
go.
the power came on. But I was like playing in my head in the middle of the night while I'm like loading more wood in the fire. I'm like, I can't leave the dog here all day if like nobody else is here and it's freezing cold. I'm going to take the dog to the damn office.
Dogs.
We were at the I practice plugging in all the external batteries, like
Those
just
external
charging
batteries are
everything
the
up.
shit.
Oh, yeah.
Aren't they? Like,
they're a must have.
I've got one that can do like 4 phones, and I love that thing.
I got one of those jump starters for the car that you can, charge stuff off of, which is awesome.
Getting a FaceTime from my wife on my work phone.
I'm sure that's legit.
She's probably getting robbed right now.
Do you need to answer it?
She's out of town. So, like, I don't think I need to answer it. Now you guys have got me stressed out.
Probably need to answer that.
Seriously?
I mean,
She's at
I
her,
would.
She's at her aunt's house. Just chilling.
That doesn't sound like your wife.
She doesn't have an aunt.
Actually, she's probably
aunt.
asleep right now. Wouldn't she be asleep? Think she butt dialed you? What do you think's happening?
I don't know. I'm going to text her.
Okay, yeah, text her. Maybe she was trying for a little, pre-Valentine's Day.
Dude, you know what's fucked up is that's never happened to me.
But that's what you were
Ever.
thinking.
Immediately went through my mind like I feel like I want to answer this, but like it's never happened, and yet for some reason I still think
It's the male mind.
this is it.
Yep.
This is the moment.
Now
I'm
it's
gonna
gonna
see a
happen.
nip. I'm fired up.
One time Joy was out of town and I got a text at like 9 p.m. and it's like, "What are you wearing?" And I was like, "That's weird." And then I was like, I have to admit, it moved a little bit.
Yeah,
Of course.
But I was still like, so I just sent something back and then
Why am I seeing General Akbar right now?
well, we sent a couple of just introductory texts and some of them were like trying to goad me in and I'm like, what's going on? Turns out it was like my good buddy had gotten Joy's phone
Yeah.
and started doing that and I was like, oh, thank God.
Here's what I'm wearing.
That would have been bad.
Yeah, your spidey sense was like, that doesn't sound right.
But it was like this. That's never happened.
Yeah,
So it's like, but she is out of town. And I don't know.
and that would be awesome.
That would be. Trying to
you're
talk
like-
myself into it.
Yeah. And you're like, she would never do that, but she knows I would appreciate it if she did that.
Right. Happy, whatever. Happy
So
Friday.
you would think she would like to make me happy. So, is everything good over there? Or?
I don't know. Just left me on red.
Ooh.
So frustrating. It's like doing the podcast. You all good? No response. Like, you good? No response.
Do you have the bubbles from
Oh,
typing?
we got a response.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Everything good?
Yeah, it's actually kind of funny.
Okay.
It's like her male cousin. Well, this is horrible, actually. It's her male cousin. She was FaceTiming with him because he's going on a big date and he wanted fashion advice.
Okay.
Why did they call you?
Well,
From you?
I guess because I'm a guy.
Oh. You have good fashion?
Does he have a tracksuit?
I
What's
think
his
that's
suitor
probably-
look like? What's his suitor's name?
I don't
Steve?
know. I
Mike?
don't know.
Does he have a plaid onesie?
Why is she calling your work phone? These are all
She
questions.
always screws this up. Whenever
Yeah.
she FaceTimes, it goes to my work phone. I'm like, what are you doing?
yeah.
Like I have 2 separate phones on
For
purpose.
this, yeah.
Like this is why I have it. Dave, you didn't have power. What the hell? How was it for you?
Lost power at like 7 a.m. and had a couple of blue ball moments in the middle of the day, and then I think it finally came
Wait.
back on at like
Huh?
5.
What the fuck does that mean?
Where the power turns on for like a minute and a half. You get
yeah,
all
look.
excited.
That's not
Start
what,
resetting clocks.
Yeah.
that's not how blue balls work. Dave's got a weird dick. But
Yeah.
that's what I just
But
learned.
much like you, my house went down to like 50 something degrees, and I have a gas furnace, so I thought that was weatherproof, but I was wrong.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it definitely did not run.
I guess it needs power to like circulate everything.
I don't know. Well, that makes sense. But I always heard, oh, if you have gas, you
I'm
can-
surprised you don't have a backup generator.
Yeah, that's on the list.
Or a lighter. Because if you have a gas furnace,
Kaboom.
we can't just
Just
like
blow the house up.
Well, it should be a pilot light. If that goes out, then you
No,
just,
but the burner, yeah, but that might turn on, but that's not going to move the hot air around.
That's very smart.
oh, so it's just heat in a location.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I have a nice generator, portable one, but I don't use it enough. And I pulled it out a couple months ago. I couldn't get it to start. So I'm like, well,
I have two of those, like, basically car batteries that have all the whatever, because I have one of those machines like you.
Those
Yeah.
things are sweet.
Oh yeah, I can run a CPAP for like 4 nights in a row on it.
that's awesome.
And,
I need to talk to you about that because
yeah.
I need to figure that out.
I got
Yeah.
it for camping,
Yeah.
so I could take that with me. And but we plugged our laptops into it and our phones and used the hotspot on our phone to work.
Yeah, those things are badass. Mm-hmm.
How much were that? How much is one?
A decent one is like 500, but you can find them on sale for 350.
Yeah.
And then I like that one so much that I got a bigger one.
Is it a gas powered generator or is it one of
No.
those small, quiet ones?
No,
No, it's a
all
battery.
Oh, it's a battery.
Just keep it charged up.
Oh, yeah. I
then it
definitely
just
need
runs
that.
it.
Yep.
The best time to do it. So like we got to just buy one for Troy because Troy will be like, "That's too much money."
It is a lot of money.
I could use that.
Okay, good. Because I was gonna say what I'll do is I'll just buy it and just sit on it. And wait for the power to go out and go, Troy, would you pay $500 to sleep well tonight? And you go, fuck yeah, in that moment. You're like, here you go, buddy.
Well, and to use it as a power bank for other things. Like,
Yeah,
that's just good to have.
We took it camping and ran a coffee maker off of it. And
We just don't lose power at our house for very long. And really, 18 hours isn't that long. It just happened to be the other times in the past we've lost power, it's been like hurricane related. So you're more likely to get hot than cold.
Yeah, typically. I'm with you. Yeah, I got a generator during the last hurricane. Well, this like 10 years ago, I bought a generator and it's still, I haven't even put oil in it
nice.
Yeah.
because it just hasn't.
Because once you run it and leave it for 6 months, you won't start it again.
Yep.
Exactly. So I was like, I'm not putting the oil in until we need it. And then when the power didn't go out, I was like, well, shit, it just sits in my garage and takes up a bunch of space.
Yep.
Then they're horrible on
Do you
gas.
Yeah.
do you even
And
know
they're
how to
loud.
plug it into your circuit breaker?
Yeah, when I built this room, I had one of those plugs put on the outside, and I have a breaker switch in here that I can flip, and then it feeds the house.
Yeah, see, mine, I don't have a way to plug it in to my, so I just have to run drop cords,
Yeah,
which
this-
is a pain in the butt.
I over-engineered everything in the ground here specifically for that, so I could backfeed the
That's
house.
pretty awesome.
That was the logic there, and then I've got a kill switch, right? I flip it, and it funnels everything back.
Sweet.
Yeah, I was pretty fucking fired up. I was like, look at me being smart. And then I realized that thing needs 10 gallons of gas every 12 hours, something ridiculous. And I was like, wait, this isn't a very good deal.
You saw the White Knight didn't have power for 24 hours.
Yeah.
I looked at the outage map, and Midlothian was huge red area, and then my little neighborhood was like these 3 streets, and then I went over to his house,
You
and
fucked.
it was this little band, and it was like 6 houses.
Just fuck you, 6 people.
Yeah, those 6. And he
And
even
you know
said,
who- you know
he even
who
said,
doesn't
"Sir, customers affected 6, and they took the longest.
Yeah, of course. Because it's like, if we turn this one on and we save 100,
Right.
that's great. But we're going to get to the 6 later.
Yeah, ours was
know?
like 900 or something. It was pretty wild.
Yeah, that's not going to work. It's not going to work. So I'm going to save this story for when Troy gets back. Oh, Troy's here. So I had a real interesting time this week. I was on the road for work, and I always try to find hotels that have good gyms. Like that's all I look for, because in my mind, you're just going to sleep, and the gym is a big deal because I can actually work out. So I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking find a dope gym. I found this hotel in Raleigh, and it was right down the street from where I was having dinner and drinks with a client. So I was like, perfect. I can walk home. And in the reviews, they were like, I like that they give you a pass to the local gym.
Oh,
And I was like, fuck yeah, that's a real gym.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you
because
get to-
most hotel gyms are pretty crappy.
yeah, they're pretty lame. But if you have access to a real gym, that's like quite the win. So I walk out, and this place is like one of these kind of really high end outdoor kind of mall setups where this hotel sits at the end and looks out over the cobblestone streets, all new but made to look dope.
Like
So,
a historic building that's been redone or something.
Yeah, so I come walking out, of my nice hotel, and there's the brick streets, and there's a Peloton store right next door to the gym. The other side of it is a smoothie bar, and across the street from it is a Lululemon. So I tell you this to kind of paint the picture of like, this is a fairly high end
And hipster douche
yeah.
central.
and like all like I saw a sport coat in a store like in the window, and I was like, ooh, kind of like that sport coat. Let me go in and check that out. And it was $1,300, which is always an embarrassing moment when you go, I just happened to see this sport coat. And I
Yeah.
wanted to come in and check it out. And I'm like, what is that? Is that linen? Actually, that's wool with cotton, and it looks like linen, but it breathes like linen, but it's not as, it doesn't wrinkle. I was like, oh, very nice. And then I looked down, it's just $1,300. And I was like, I'm just trying to like, I'm just browsing.
to my
How do you
wife.
walk this back?
Yeah. And so then I'm like, I go over and I start looking at the shirts and looking at, then I'm like $350. I'm like, this place is fucked out.
You got any keychains?
Where's your clearance section? I'm asking for a friend.
Yeah, I got some poor friends, and they're the worst.
Yeah.
But I want them to feel cool. But so then I had to like walk around the store enough time that it looks like. And she originally was helping me. She was like, "We have it in another color too," and like came over, and then she was like, "And then we have this." And I kept being like, "Oh, cool. All right, I'm gonna go look over here. I'm gonna think about it. And then I just walked out, and she was like, "Bye, poor."
Yeah.
Bye. And there was some other dude in there who had bought like a sport coat and pants and like shoot like this dude.
You did the opposite of
Yeah.
the pretty woman.
No shit. This dude had $5,000 of shit in his bag in the middle of the day just for shits and giggles. And I'm like, I gotta go.
Yeah.
But so like it's a really high end area. And so I go into this gym.
Was Peloton still crushing?
No.
Oh, they're not?
No.
I think of them as very high end.
Well, they're definitely high end. Now, I think they're not as high as they were during the pandemic, but I think they're still doing okay.
I know my wife loves Peloton shit. But so I'm
They've
thinking
diversified a little.
yeah, this store wasn't just bikes. It was like workout clothes and all kinds of stuff, and it looked very high end.
Yeah.
So I walk into this gym and I'm like, I'm staying at the Residence Inn or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, just sign this book.
I'm staying at not just your typical Holiday Inn, Express.
Yes, exactly. I may not be a doctor. Yeah. But so I sign in and I'm like, okay, and I'm looking around and it's like a ton of like cardio shit. And then I see like someone go up the stairs with a weight belt. And I was like, aha, that's
My
where the-
people.
That's where the weights are, you know?
Yeah.
So I walk up the stairs and I turn around and I look out across just the most ridiculous display of weights and crazy shit. But not only that, there is no doubt that I was in the bottom 20% of sized dudes.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers,
You were in the Muscle Beach of
Yes.
this area.
it fucked me up. And I'm looking around, I'm like, oh shit. Like everybody is massive.
Just yoked.
There is steroids in everybody. These two like 70-year-old dudes came walking by me, and their traps, they couldn't move their heads. Like
Yeah.
if they got in a car accident, they'd be fine because their heads would just stay right there. I
Looked
was
like a roller coaster harness.
I was like, what the fuck is happening here? So I immediately went and grabbed the biggest weights I could, kind of like
Yeah.
using the jail mentality.
Yeah.
Like knock out the biggest motherfucker.
Yeah.
So I grabbed the biggest weights I could and just started throwing them. Like, yeah, look at this. Oh, big guy too.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, you're not. Just massive.
Yeah.
And then I see this dude, and he's like with his posse. There's like 4 dudes, neck tattoos, face tattoos, steroids everywhere. Just monstrous. And I'm like, damn, okay. And then the one dude kind of like looks at me funny. And I'm like, all right. And kind of I didn't know what to do. So I like smiled,
Yeah.
which is,
It's my prison mentality. I'm going to smile at the biggest dude.
I was literally going to be
Give him
the
a wink and some finger guns.
yeah, literally the first dude to get bent over, dude. Like if this was Shawshank, they would have been like, he didn't put up a fight.
That's right.
He took a liking to them very quickly.
And the sisters mess with Brendan yet again.
Yeah. Brendan came to really enjoy his time with the sisters. You know, like it did not go well at all.
They FaceTime him for fashion advice.
Now that he's on the outside, I'm a man who knows how to get stuff. He's a man who knows how to get it. Like it was not good. I just panicked and I just smiled and then just put up the big weights again. Like I belong.
Yeah.
Well, these 4 dudes clearly were a bit of an intimidating bunch. There was another dude who was taller and far bigger than them.
Oh my God.
And he was like, if that dude was in the NFL, I would have been like, that
Okay,
makes perfect
yeah.
fucking sense. That dude's in the NFL. And I'm finishing up this, and now I'm over here, and I'm just doing a little tricep work, and I'm right behind the 4 dudes. And I guess the one dude's walking by and bumped shoulders with the Gigantor dude.
Wow.
And
And he wasn't part of their crew.
absolutely not.
Okay.
He was over there, and they were just walking by.
And he was solo.
he was working out with a girl.
Oh, okay.
So like, and he was kind of like bebopping. Like he had a really nice attitude
Yeah,
about
his
him.
demeanor was chill.
He was just a huge dude who seemed like teddy bear huge.
Yeah.
He was a nice guy. The other dudes like definitely knew where to get drugs because they're the guys bringing them in.
Yeah.
This was a fucking sketchy bunch.
Hey, you know where I can get some drugs? Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, clearly.
I'm holding.
Yeah, right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
So
What you want?
fucking they bump shoulders, and immediately the slightly smaller dude's like, "What the fuck?" And
Oh, no.
Like lights up, and the other dude's like, "The fuck? What the fuck?" Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I'm like, "Oh shit!" And you see,
Was it incidental contact or was it like
I didn't see the contact.
okay?
I heard the what the fuck.
Yeah.
And then I heard the what the fuck. Fucking quite the linguist group
Yeah.
here, you know.
Deep vocabulary.
Yeah, very articulate men.
Oh, a Harvard man like myself, I see.
I see you went to Yale, bitch. The Cornell dudes ran.
Yeah, exactly.
That was just
Brown didn't even show up.
No, you're like, oh, we're out. Yeah, you get it.
Yeah.
So you've seen this scene play
Yeah.
out.
Oh, yeah. We've all seen it.
Yeah.
Every movie trope there is.
It's basically Goodwill
Yeah.
Hunting.
Exactly.
It's going down in there, but with more steroids than anyone's ever seen. So they start fucking beefing. And of the 4 dudes, one of the dudes comes over and he's like, back it up. And his other buddy, no help at all. Fuck that. Fuck him. And I'm like, oh shit. Okay, this is really gonna pop
Well, they got
off.
numbers, so
They
you're
got
kind of
numbers.
expecting.
But they don't have size. Now they're bigger, all bigger than me.
Yeah.
But that dude was huge.
Yeah, but 4-on-1, so
It helps.
yeah, I like my odds.
Yeah. If we're looking at sheer mass, the 4 dudes got him.
Yeah.
So this keeps escalating. Now it's kind of like holding back, and then they start to really use their language skills. They really start
Did the girl get involved?
eventually.
Uh-oh.
Eventually.
Before you get there, what were you like still repping or were
No,
you
so at this
hiding
point now-
behind a bench?
At this point now, like huge dudes that like had intimidated me before were now like standing right next to me because I happened to be working out
In their area?
right there. So everyone's coming over.
Were there a lot of
stopping.
people up there?
It was packed.
Okay.
Not like packed, but I mean enough.
yeah.
And I'm like, holy shit. And this is 2:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
I just happened to get lucky. I just gotten back from a lunch. I'd finished all my emails. I had 2 hours before I had to be at happy hour. I was like, holy shit.
Get a
this is-
workout in, get to witness a shivving.
I was like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
going to be perfect. So they're going at it. And finally, the gigantic dude just turns and goes, fuck this. I'm ending this now. But instead of walking towards the dude, he starts walking the other way.
Uh-oh.
And he's like, I'm fucking ending this. I'm tired of this fucking shit. And he goes back. And that's when his girl comes in. And she's like, don't do it. Don't do it. That's forever.
Oh, geez.
And I'm like, wait,
Yeah.
what the fuck is happening right now?
Oh, you don't know what's happening?
He goes over, grabs his gym bag, opens it up, reaches his hand in there, and now she is pleading with him. please don't do this.
Yeah.
You're going to regret this. This is forever.
Yeah.
Those are the words that kept ringing in my head. This is forever. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, this motherfucker's grabbing a gun.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, fuck this. I'm getting this motherfucker. And this is like, he's got this military issued backpack. Like this dude knows how to use a gun. I'm like, oh, fuck. And then I realize the dude that he's going to shoot
It's right in front of you.
is I'm the dude behind him.
And
Yeah.
and you remembered our stories from
Yes.
from the Shamrock.
No. So the shamrock's going through my head and I'm like, oh, wait, I'm about to get shot.
Yeah.
Now it's clicking. And even now, the steroids have started backing away.
Oh.
And I'm like, yeah, I should probably just back on up.
Yeah.
I'm a little target, but
Yeah.
I could catch one. I could
Yeah.
catch one right here. Now, at this point, like, people are freaking out. And one dude who was in the minority, he was the other 20% of dudes that weren't all steroided up, turns to me, and kind of embarrassing that he thought he could say this to me clearly. He goes, this is why I don't do steroids, man. Look at that shit. And I was like, yeah,
Of course,
I know.
Brendan takes
Me neither.
offense to that.
I know. I'm like,
Yeah.
whatever, dude. I'm on steroid. Yeah, he was like, this is why I don't do steroids. And I was like, yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
As we're both backing away
Yeah,
from it.
yeah. Y'all are Homer Simpsoning into the
Yeah, like
bushes.
Bush backing
yeah.
up. So then like security comes running up the stairs and like they're all like back it up, break it up, break it up. And they're like,
They
no,
have
fuck
security
that.
in this gym?
Security.
So that tells you this gym isn't.
This is like mall security,
Yeah.
but they look official enough. And there's like 8 or 9 of them at this point, all come up, and these
With their
motherfuckers-
mace.
These motherfuckers,
Stop it.
coming right over the top of the security. No, fuck him, motherfucker bumped me. No, he bumped me. Like, okay, still not a valid reason
Yeah.
to shoot
Do you
a
realize how
motherfucker.
stupid you guys sound?
It was crazy. Then the police show up.
Did you ever see the gun?
I did not.
Yeah.
Now, there was like a middle-aged guy who was up there and he was like, yo, you believe that shit? Because now we are all friends. Everyone
Yeah.
who wasn't involved
Yeah.
in it, we are all friends
Yeah.
on account of the near-death experience. So he's like, man, that was crazy. He's like, what started that? And I was like, dude, all I know is they kept saying they bumped into each other and this shit blew up fast.
Well, it sounds like one of them definitely went out of their way, or maybe both, to bump into each other.
I think it was 2 alpha males coming
Yeah.
through and no one was moving. And
Yeah.
they were just walking that path.
Yeah.
But that dude was like, I saw a gun. So,
Oh.
but he also seemed like kind of a wishy-washy, like older guy. And he was like, I guess I'm just going to go back to working out and not make eye contact. And I was like, that's probably a safe bet.
Yeah.
I'm going over there.
So wait, is this after everything has resolved?
Yeah. This is after the cops are up there now. And
So what happened to the guy with the military backpack?
they all got pulled outside. That's all I know is they were escorted out by the police. I finished
Police,
my-
not security.
Oh, the security called the police immediately.
Yeah.
And the police came up in droves.
Wow.
And they did not take long.
I wonder if you really had a gun, and I'm wondering, did you just leave your gun sitting in a backpack off to the side in a gym? Like, that's not good. Like,
They're not checking people
Protocol.
coming in.
Yeah, if you're in the roid life, I think it's
no, but I'm saying,
I
yes,
flashed
obviously you're
a
not
hotel
getting
card.
You're not getting you're not getting checked, but you shouldn't leave your gun somewhere somebody could just pick it up and walk off with it.
Well, you don't want to sweat all over it.
Clearly.
Because you don't want, if that gun's registered to you, you don't want somebody to steal your bag, end up with your gun and kill somebody, and then
It comes back to
it
you.
comes back to you.
And this guy should probably know better.
Yeah.
Because if I'm piecing together what little bit of information I have,
Yeah.
he's fully aware of the rules. He's highly trained.
Yeah.
He's not.
He might be.
Highly trained guys do not have obvious. This is a gun backpack. Like
Yeah,
that is
yeah.
the
Well-
most posery shit ever.
Well, and a highly trained person wouldn't leave their gun.
The highly trained guys that carry a
Unsecured.
gun-
Okay, you
like
know what?
that.
These are valid points. But I was thinking, in my mind, this dude was trained and there's just a lot of steroids.
He's not trained. He's a poser.
Highly trained people wouldn't pull a gun or even act like they were going to. Like,
Honestly,
if a
he's
gun,
big
they,
enough.
If they went to get their gun, they wouldn't announce it. You'd already be shot.
Yeah.
They de-escalate. The highly trained.
That's
you know,
very true. But steroids.
Yeah,
I gotta question how much this plays into it. It was a very intense workout.
I'm sure.
It threw me for a loop. And then, no joke, you fast forward 30 minutes and the place is filled with like just normal people.
Yeah.
It was like I just happened to go during steroid hour.
Yeah.
And they don't have jobs. They don't have anything going
Yeah.
on. They're in there at 2:30 in the afternoon.
They slept late. They got up. They ate their, 4 chicken breasts and
Yeah.
drank their pre-workout and got in there at 2:00.
By 3:15, it was literally just normal people. And then I went in there the next morning because I'm a glutton for punishment. I went in there the next morning and it was all just normal sized people working out. It was very odd. I just caught steroid gun hour.
I bet those people have a history in there. Like that wasn't the first time they've seen each other.
The way the one dude like just eyeballed me out of nowhere and I panic smiled.
Yeah.
Obviously he kind of looks at people strangely all the time. He's a big man
Yeah.
and
I wish
he's
I
up to no good.
wish I had video of your reciprocal smile.
It was
I love how people like have like nose piercings and neck tattoos and face tattoos, and like when you're walking in a public space that kind of catches your eye and you turn and look, and then they're looking at you like, what the fuck are you looking at? It's like,
Yeah.
hey weirdo, like you have the weird anomaly going on over here. Like I wasn't looking for the person with the the full face tattoo, but it kind of caught my eye a little bit. My apologies for looking in your general direction.
I wasn't even looking for him. Like,
Yeah.
I spotted him as soon as I walked in. I go, avoid that group. 'Cause
Yeah.
those dudes are up to no good. And then I went about my business. I just happened to be turning and like kind of scanning the room because after you do a set, you kind of like, yeah, and you get up and go.
You
"Fuck
look
yeah."
around, you're like, who saw that?
Yeah,
Who
you
saw
kind
me
of
put up those 30s? Anybody?
You see that shit like 7 times.
PR
So I was just kind of turning around, and he was
lots.
looking at me.
It
So I
sounds
just-
like that group likes to
for
look for
fights.
trouble. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. And then they saw
Especially to see the big guy with the girlfriend. Like that dude ain't there looking for any trouble.
he was doing that. He would like do his workout, and then he would kind of like doing like little like dance to his headphones, like
Yeah.
talking to his girl. He was a relatively peaceful man, from what I
Yeah.
could tell. I had noticed him earlier. I was like, look at this guy working out with this girl. He's a monster. I love it. He's cool.
Because normally yoke dudes don't go to the gym with their significant other, and if you do, you don't work out with them.
Yeah, it was. He was just
Like
kind
when
of
I
doing
was going
his
to
thing.
the gym all the time, and my wife joined, like we'd walk in together, and she'd go do her class, and then I'd go lift weights. Like we're not there doing the same thing.
Yeah, it was very odd. But I almost died at the gym.
Yeah,
Would have been.
but you went back.
I did the next day. Had to do legs. Don't skip leg day. Even if there's a gun involved, you don't skip leg day.
That's right.
That's just for nerds. So I was going back in first thing in the morning. And again, like I said, normal people.
Nice.
Like it was really weird. So don't let Lululemon and Peloton and a smoothie place fool you. Those 3 stores right next to each other, recipe for disaster.
How much did you spend at Lululemon?
I never went in. I was too scared.
What?
There's guns everywhere.
They have your favorite tights.
Not anymore. I'm traumatized. I can't ride a Peloton. I can't drink a
Man.
smoothie, and I can't wear my Lululemon.
Wow.
It's over.
You're a different dude. It's like I don't even know you anymore.
It's sad.
Yeah.
It's sad. What can you do? But you know what I do like?
What?
Delis.
Is it deli time?
This is apparently past deli time. I didn't even realize we'd gotten there.
Ramble on.
Oh, is this the
This is the world famous in Baltimore.
You're just having a sip, Dave?
Yeah.
So you and I can each have a sip of
My national Bohemian beer. Only the finest Baltimore Bavarian lager.
And it's a tall boy.
Yeah, thank God. It's got football on it. And it's got the Natty Boh guy. Now, I don't know if people outside of in the immediate vicinity around Baltimore would even know what a National Bohemian is, but the guy is iconic.
He's a dope mascot.
He's a super dope mascot. He's all mustache and one eye.
Kind of looks like a Monopoly guy or the Pringles guy.
When you guys brought that up last week, I thought Natty Boh was a nickname for Natural Light.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
Do you want more than that?
a little bit. But I had heard of National Bohemian, but did not.
So this
two
is
and two
this
together.
can Adam bought this. He'd never seen this beer.
Oh.
Now this is a different can. This is
smells so
purple and gold. It's the for the Ravens, of course. It says, "Oh boy, what a beer!" 4.5%. First brewed in 1885. From the land of what? What's it say? Pleasant Living.
There you
National
go.
Bohemian Beer.
This.
It's from Latrobe, Pennsylvania. That's why I got it. He's a PA guy.
But this is the beer of Baltimore. It's funny it says Latrobe because the big brewery is in Baltimore proper, and they got a big Natty Boh guy lit up at the top. It sits out over by the harbor. It's real nice. Real nice.
Yeah, this is the most popular beer in Baltimore by far.
As far as cheap beers go, this is the one.
Yeah.
They don't have to move it very far. It comes out right into the bar, goes 100 yards into your bar. And Adam bought it because he said, "Ooh, what a fine beverage." And I thought, well, you know what?
He bought it for the Super Bowl episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Because
unfortunately,
it's football themed.
he thought this is going to be good. And he was right. Natty Boh is the best. Now, I never thought I'd see the day that we would taste test National Bohemian on the podcast, but here we are. I'm going to have to remove this Zin because I'm getting hints of mint.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's going to improve it.
No, I want to get rid of that good flavor. That is,
If you're of a certain age and you grew up drinking light beer, you might like this beer.
if you put this on par with the Budweiser, though, there's more going on in a Budweiser, I would say.
It's definitely better than a Milwaukee's Best.
Yes, I would say. This is better than I remember it, honestly.
Yeah, this isn't hateful.
No.
It's got corn.
It's light, it's crisp, it's clean.
Somewhere in there is corn. Like just that sweetness that's coming from it. Maybe they use corn syrup in the process versus like sugars.
Maybe.
Saves a ton of money. In 1885, that probably was not the original recipe. Have to believe that. I don't know. You want to, does anyone have an opinion already? I'm kind
Yeah,
of.
I'll go first.
Okay.
I mean, I've had many of these over the years. It's one of the cheaper beers as they go, and definitely a must-have if you're at an Orioles game or somewhere up there.
No, I would prefer in a dive bar in Baltimore. I'd be
Yeah.
like, let me get a bow.
Yeah. I remember this being a little bit lower rent, lower grade than it's actually tasting right here. It's tasting pretty crisp and clean and light and finishes very clean. Not a lot of bad aftertaste or anything. I'm gonna give this a 3.
Damn.
I mean,
Wow.
it's not stellar, but it's not. It's slightly above average.
Okay. I mean, that's a huge win for Natty Boh. We should end it there.
I'll go.
That would play very well for it.
I think much like Pabst Blue Ribbon, it should not do well.
I think it's better than PBR.
Well, that's what I was going to say. It should
Yeah.
not. It should not do well under the lens of the deli, but you can just picture drinking pitchers of this,
Yes.
All fucking day.
and they go down easy. It smells bad. It has a little taste right at the beginning that's bad, but like Troy said, it clears right up,
yeah.
and it is crisp and refreshing. I can't give it a 3, but it's a definite 2.5.
This is what I picture in my mind when you hear beer. This is what I think of beer. Like this is a beer tasting beer. It's not what most people drink anymore. That's why I said of a certain age. Like guys our age grew up drinking beer. Now guys grow up drinking White Claws and IPAs and
Right.
fruity stuff and sour stuff and
When your dad drank Old Milwaukee.
yeah, when you had 8 to 10 beers to choose from, and they all kind of tasted similar anyway. This is what that is.
This kind of makes me want to put it head to head with PBR and Busch full flavor,
Yeah.
because this isn't bad. But when you said it's better than PBR, there was part of me that took offense, and there was part of me that said he's right.
Yeah.
And I'm very confused now.
And I'm partial to PBR. Maybe I'm misremembering, but I thought this was pretty clean, pretty crisp, and overall slightly above average.
It's tough.
It helps that it's freezing.
It's
cold.
freezing cold. That definitely doesn't hurt.
If this were, half a glass 20 minutes from now, it'd probably be putrid.
There's really nothing to this. It doesn't do a lot. But I do get a weird corn kind of sweetness, if that makes any fucking sense in a beer. It's not overly effervescent. I feel like a PBR has more bite, and this is somehow smoother. Through the lens of a deli, like what is a good beer? I would have a hard time giving it a high score,
Right.
Because it's a cheap beer. But it's a really enjoyable cheap beer. I think on the cheap beer spectrum, that's a fucking 3.5. It could be better. I don't.
Yeah.
Now I really want to do this.
I'd definitely give it a 3 at least on the cheap beer spectrum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But on the full spectrum,
Like, this is a very good cheap beer.
I like that it's not trying to do a lot.
It's not doing a fucking thing.
Yeah.
It just goes right down.
It just does beer.
Mine's almost gone.
Yeah.
what's the ABV right there?
4 or 5.
4 or 5.
Yeah.
But through the lens of a deli, which is ever so,
It's got to be strict.
it's got to be strict. But I can't hate on this beer because it does nothing wrong. So, in the spirit of a deli, since it does nothing wrong and does nothing right, it's a 2.5.
Yeah. I think if you're thinking, does everyone like it? I don't think anyone will hate it, but there's also no one's going to be like, this is awesome.
There's a slight metallic aftertaste. There's all these
And you
little
know
things.
what? With our scores, it's a 2.66, which is exactly where I kind of want it, like slightly above average.
That's it.
But I didn't want to give it a 2.5 because I don't think it's average. I think it's slightly above average.
Yeah.
So I think we got to the
No, I think that's a fair score for a Natty Boh. National Bohemian, boys. That is a
think of all
2.6.
Think of all the delis we've had, and how many that are way worse than that. You know.
and they exist.
Yeah.
For sure. But that's a bad beer. But it's not bad. 2.5, 2.6.
It's not bad at all. It's just it's very blah.
It's
It's just simple. Just because it's simple doesn't mean it's bad, you know? I mean,
no, not in this case. Not in this case. Okay. Good for you, 2.6 National Bohemian.
yeah,
I can't be mad at that. All right.
that's where it should be.
Speaking of not can't be mad at it. We had a listener reach out this week. This isn't the one you're thinking of.
Okay.
We had a listener reach out this week, or I guess last week, but we recorded early, so didn't make it. And it was commenting on our road rage situation, my road rage situation, and my immediate kind of, I feel bad, that was stupid, that was a moron, but at the same time, I'm capable of it.
I think we all are.
And I think some of it was because
Except for Adam, the weirdo, who's like, oh, I just would be like, whatever, dude. See you later.
I give
Yeah.
them a nervous smile.
Yeah.
yeah.
What he say he did that I kind of liked, he said he gave him a thumbs up, a thumbs down.
Thumbs down. Well, so our buddy Shell, who's down in Folly Beach area,
Are we going to catch up with him when we're down there?
after I saw his email, I was like, we do need to reach out to him while we're down there. At least hang out,
Yeah.
you know, put down some natty bows,
That's right.
you know, feel like men. But he was, well, for starters, he said that, you know, the nicotine thing probably did factor into it a little bit because you get kind of, because I was on my second day of,
The
or
nicotine
my first day of not having,
withdrawal.
my first day of not having nicotine, which puts me on edge, and I admit that. And he was actually saying he's been 10 months clean of nicotine.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so kudos, Shell.
Yeah.
Congratulations, buddy. That's fucking awesome. But he said that he's gone the 10 months. He said, but day 3 is actually the hardest day. And he kind of called me a bitch for doing 2 days. He didn't, but I read it. I was like, okay. He's like, anyone can do 2 days.
What was like? Why
That's not what he said. But
do
he
you
said,
know why he got off of it?
He said he's been fighting this battle for a very long time. And like he says that usually day 1 and day 2 he can handle, but day 3 is always like there's and science backs this up because nicotine is now officially leaving your body. Like the half-life you're below half-life. It's leaving. And so at that point, he's like, that's when I feel it. It's on day 3. It's the hardest day. And if you can get past day 3, you can actually quit for as long as you need to.
Yeah.
Like that's the hardest day.
Okay.
Well, so now he's in a sense, and I don't think this was his intention,
I might have to give it up at some point.
but he kind of, in my mind, threw the gauntlet down.
A challenge?
He didn't intend to do this, but he was like, in my history, the 3rd day is hard. And I was like, oh yeah? 3rd day is the tough one, huh? Now I feel like I have to go 3 days.
Okay.
Not all the time, but like just once.
You should do it on vacation.
The fuck that, dude.
You should do it while your kids are around.
When I'm on vacation, dude, I don't even take the 2 days. It's just like my own little like cheat. I'm like, I'm on vacation.
Actually, that would be good for me, like on my cruise, not to do it.
No, that's a horrible
well, that's a
idea.
horrible idea,
What are
dude.
you talking about?
That's when you do all this in.
Lock yourself in a room for 3 days. Don't be around people.
You already don't drink.
Yeah, this is my vice. Like,
You don't eat, but like for like an hour during the day.
yeah.
Fucking, you take the Zen out, dude.
Yeah, look,
You could kill somebody.
as far as I'm aware, nicotine isn't bad for you until I'm told otherwise. I'm not really looking to cut it.
Well, that's the horrible thing about Zen is they don't have any proof that it's bad for you.
Yeah.
I'm sure it raises your blood pressure.
Well, it does. It constricts your blood vessels because nicotine does that naturally. So it doesn't work in your favor. But at the same time, it's a nootropic. Your brain is firing on all cylinders. It's doing its thing. And like, it's great. It's fantastic. So what's more important? Your circulatory system?
So thank
Or your
you,
brain.
So thank you, Shell, because now we're gonna get 3-day Brendan, and patting himself on the back for not doing Zen for a 3rd day.
And then 4 days hard.
Yeah.
Like freebasing Zen.
Yeah.
But
2 in the gums, 2 in each nostril.
because the truth is,
One in the bum.
Yeah, any mucous membrane's gonna get one.
when I wake up
Eyeballs in.
after 2 days out of Zen, when I wake up on the day I'm allowed to have Zen, it is 100% the first thought that goes through my head. Usually you wake up, you got a little boner. You kind of like, should I roll over and do the old awkward push from the side? So
Yeah.
you get like 6 days a week, that's. But on that day that I'm coming back to Zen, I wake up and go, should I put a lipper in?
Yeah.
It's the first thought in my mind.
You're Billy Madison instead of Nudie Magazine Day. It's Zen Day. It's Zen
It's
Day.
Zen Day. I get all excited. I think about it. And that mantra is going through my head. It's Zen Day. It's Zen Day. I'm
Yeah.
all fired up. Maybe he's on to something because I can go 2 days, but day 3, I'm like, give me my Zen back. Now I feel like I got to do this. But that wasn't the point of his story. That was actually a blip. He was talking about the road rage, and he's like, I've dealt with this a lot. I've dealt with various people freaking out, people who've done clearly awkward things. And he actually alluded to one that I do hate, where somebody goes out into a lane they shouldn't be in to get around traffic.
Yes.
And I will nose out and stop that shit.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'll do that too. But like, I do that. There was one time we were sitting in traffic on a highway and somebody was coming down the shoulder going past everybody. And I just nosed out. And this lady starts screaming at me. It's this old lady. She's like, you motherfucker. What are you doing? I'm trying to get down here. I got to get down here. This is very important. And I'm like, it's not that fucking important. Everyone's in the same situation as you. And she goes, no, you don't understand. My husband has Alzheimer's and I need to get off this road. And I said, he's not going to remember. And I sat there with my nose out. She did not like that.
No.
She was very upset.
What? She didn't?
She didn't like it. But
Yeah, I hate when you see the construction flashing arrow and you just see all those cars just shoot past everyone that's sitting still.
you're like,
It's
you're being a dick.
you know what's going to happen up here.
Yes. So I guess it was a situation where he like nosed out, but then the lady starts cursing him and flipping him off, and she's screaming at him. And then as he pulls up, she keeps staying next to him,
Yeah.
keeps screaming. And he's like, so I have an interesting technique. He's like, I just pick up my phone and hold it at him.
Like you're
I'm-
recording.
Like I'm recording. So I'm doing it to both of them. I'm just holding it up.
Yeah.
And he's like, you would be shocked at how quickly, when a phone comes up, they turn into the best driver you've ever fucking seen.
Yeah.
They just boom, smile, do an awkward Jim smile,
Yeah.
and like tighten up. And he's like, I've done this multiple times where I just hold up the phone like I'm recording during a road rage incident, and they just completely mellow
Lock
out.
it down.
I'm just wondering why he doesn't take the final step to just actually record.
Yeah.
Just in case.
So it says he does have a dash cam because he wants to make sure that he is recording that stuff. And like, because people do stupid shit. They pull out in front.
Yeah.
I had an incident just this week where I was coming home and it was like late at night and someone pulled out because they saw the person turning right. And I guess I was just far enough back that they couldn't see me.
Mm-hmm.
So when this person put on their blinker and started turning right, this dude just pulled directly out into an intersection. And I mean, he was right in front of me and I'm doing 50 and I had to lock up my brakes and like, I love anti-lock brakes. They're fantastic.
Yeah.
But I like locked up my brakes and I came very close to just absolutely destroying this dude.
Yeah.
And they just crept across, didn't even move. It was horrible. But like, had you had a dash cam, you can clearly show like, I'm just going down the road and this person just popped out.
You can also bust yourself if you get in an accident and you were doing something wrong.
Well, you just put the dash cam under the seat and go, officer. But what do you think of the technique of pulling out
Oh, I
the
love
phone?
I'm sure
Oh,
it works.
The phone.
Pulling out. I got you.
Oh, I get it. The old spray and pray.
I think it works for sure. In today's world, though, we all would be better if we didn't provoke any of that. And part of me wonders if that's a provocation, because in today's world, I mean, imagine you're at the gym and two guys start pushing each other.
Yeah, and I pull out my phone.
Yeah.
I would have gotten my ass kicked by both of them.
Well, I'm
I
just
would have united them.
No,
though.
I'm just saying, like, somebody could go back to the bag. I mean, somebody could reach in their seat and be like, "Oh, you want to be phones?" You would have thought phones and cameras will prevent all jackassery and robbing and stealing. People don't give a shit. Now, I'm not saying what he's doing doesn't work, but you pull out your phone to the wrong person, you might have turned it up to 11.
Interesting.
That's
'cause
true. I've definitely seen some videos where someone approaches with a gun for road rage, and the cameraman is the other driver.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem to calm that other person down.
But would you think that person was already going to be a piece of shit either way? I think I kind of like the idea of pulling out the phone to just completely dissuade them.
Yeah.
I'm going to try it.
I think you should. I'm just saying I wouldn't say it's a automatic.
No, but it's a move.
I mean, all of us would be better if we all just stayed more level-headed on the road.
Yeah, that's
And
actually
take Adam's approach. Like, that guy's a dick bag for going past me.
Let
I
him
hate
roll.
that guy. Let that guy go.
Let him roll.
Speaking of that, though, it's amazing. Like the proper etiquette when you have the construction sign lane ending is the zipper merge.
Yeah.
Yes, one
And
and
that's-
one
That's
and
really
one.
what you're supposed to do. But
Yeah.
we have not gotten that advanced, and we're making these. There's 3 lanes. One's obviously ending.
Yeah.
We'll have 2 lanes for a mile and a half, and you could argue that the person that's pulling right up to that arrow is actually doing what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, that's true. And then
If the zipper merge keeps moving, that's the problem. It doesn't often keep
Well, if
moving.
everybody kept space between their cars, you'd have room to slide in. But everyone tailgates,
Right, and they don't let that.
and they don't let
the
that
third one
person in.
The
and
problem
then-
is that after you let the first person in, you feel like you've done your job.
But
Yeah.
really, what should have happened is the cars that are getting angry because everyone's passing them, they should have been in that zipper merge 45 seconds earlier.
But that's where I get frustrated is I let the one car in because that is the proper zipper merge. Now I'm behind that person and the next car should fall in behind and that should continue on. But when I leave the gap and one car goes in, good with it. And then the next car shoots in. I'm like, you fucked up the zipper merge. Now you're being a dick because you put two in front of me. And then
Right.
sometimes you get the third and now you're like, these people are taking advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you're like, everyone's moving except me.
Yes. Now I'm stuck.
Yeah.
So that can be frustrating, but I think I'm going to try to pull out the phone the next time someone road rages on me. I kind of like that. Just to see
Yeah.
what it does. And if I get shot,
It'll be on camera.
no, because I may not even have the camera on at
Oh,
that
you got to
point.
turn the camera on. You got to report back to us.
Yeah. Well, here's what was great. Shell sent the email on like, it would say it was Wednesday. And he was like talking about how I have the dash cam and I do this shit. And then he sent an email on Thursday and he was like, I was just talking about the dash cam and how I wish it would come into play. And I saw a hit and run and I got it. And I was able to give that person the footage
Nice.
and it ended up helping out.
Nice.
And I was like, that's fucking sweet.
Do all these new electric cars with all the technology, do they not have? I feel like I don't hear anything about dash cams. Why wouldn't that just be integrated into
The
their
Teslas
system?
have that
Okay.
all around. The Nazis are always
Is it
watching.
recording?
I just love the fact that we
Swastika.
It's horrible. I can't wait for their values to absolutely plummet because I'm getting a Tesla when they're like $7.
Right.
They're the best cars for me. I love how quick they are.
Well, you remember the
But
Model S Plaid?
yeah, that thing's rad.
That was like 140 grand. Now you can get a year and a half old one for 40 grand.
I mean, that's fantastic.
Really?
Yeah.
So fast. But to your point, the Tesla is always, it has like a short memory, but it's always watching all around you.
Nice.
And so I know a lot of people that have Teslas where if someone like hits it in the middle of the night, you'd be like, well, let me find that footage. And you can actually.
Oh
go
yeah, I
and be
have
like,
seen that. Like if somebody walks up and starts fucking with it, it like starts recording the person. Like
It records it.
yeah,
Like if it senses anything happening, it records that moment in time. It's like a Nest Cam.
yeah,
The same concept. Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh, cool. That license plate did it.
yeah.
Or that person showed up. So yeah, and I think I don't know if other electric cars do it, but I mean I think they all should. All
Yeah.
new cars should have that. Why not? We're paying way too much money for new cars.
Yeah.
Allow me to get some footage of the asshole.
My father-in-law just got the brand new Chevy Equinox all electric. That thing is pretty slick inside.
Yeah, I love these electric cars. I know that's blasphemy, but
I mean, I like them too if all I did was drive around town.
but that's for your daily driver.
Yeah.
It's great to have, and then have some other cars in your stable.
But I don't have a garage, so I wouldn't want to just have that thing hanging out.
Don't let it stop you. I've got many cars and a boat in the driveway. It's fine. The only
I'm
thing in the
just
garage is a
saying-
motorcycle.
Like, where would you park your electric car
Right outside.
and run the cord
charge it.
to?
Oh yeah. That's a bit
Did
of
he
a-
not know what I was?
No, you know what I would do? I'd just put a plug on the outside of the house and just right to
But
it.
then you'd be driving other cars over the cord, or that car
No, they
would be
retract.
blocked. That car, no, they don't.
Yeah, you get one that retracts.
The car would be blocking the other cars in.
Yeah, I'd make do. I figured out.
Then why don't you have one?
They cost a lot of money. I'm very cheap.
Not anymore.
No,
Did you
that's
not-
the beauty. That's why I gotta let enough people get mad at Elon to the point that
I
they-
love seeing people driving the Tesla. They're like with the bumper sticker on. That's like, I got this before Elon. You know,
Yeah, before
Yeah.
he was a jerk. Like he was always a jerk.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted. None of these Silicon Valley magnates are like they're not great people.
no,
It's just not how that works.
and they're not like normal.
No.
Like they're not social and
No, you got to be a little on the spectrum to
Yeah.
be like, no, I work 20 hours a day. And you're like, yeah, that's cool. I
Yeah.
get that. And good for you. And you deserve all that money.
and I can like write code and do all this crazy stuff like that. You have no idea. Like you can barely turn your phone on and off. But
Yeah.
like
That's fine.
Yeah.
Like, I don't begrudge the people that
me
have made
either.
the money.
I'm actually impressed.
Dave, we had another listener reach out this week,
Ooh,
and he wanted to talk to you.
nice.
Now, this is an interesting way. This is a way to guarantee your comments
Yes.
get read. Not only did he send in comments,
Yeah.
but he did so via Venmo.
Nice.
What is our Venmo?
Our Venmo is at Inside the Pallet House on Venmo.
That's the one. So he actually sent some money in, which guarantees we bring up your
100%.
topic. That is a real safe way to do it. So a shout out to Aaron. We appreciate you.
With 1A.
1R. No, yeah, 1A. Yeah. He's not AA, Ron.
No, he's not. He's Aaron.
He's Aaron.
Yeah.
I feel like Aaron made a contribution within the last year as well.
Yeah, he's a good egg.
Yeah, he's a dedicated listener.
I'm a fan. He reached out the other day. He sent me a note, and he was like, "You literally almost made me wreck." And I had forgotten the comment, but then when he said it, I was like, "Oh yeah." Something about fart and let it drip out. Long story.
Oh, yeah. I remember that comment.
So in context, I'm sure it was fine. Yeah. But he sent a note in.
Yeah, he
that,
sent a
Dave,
note.
I want you to hear.
All right.
And let me quote Aaron with 1A. I'm no doctor, but way to go, Dave.
Hey.
Money's a great motivator, so here's a little motivation. $1 per net pound lost. Honor system.
Oh,
Keep losing and I'll keep sending.
nice.
So he sent $15 in.
Nice.
So you have got a sponsor.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get anorexia just to fuck with this guy.
Yeah, I like you have a benefactor. Dude.
Yeah.
Like this is great news. That come on, you got to feel pretty good about that. You thought it was going to be something shitty, didn't you?
No, I thought it would be on my pre-cockiness. I thought that was gonna. Thought that
Well,
was
we did kind of teed
Well,
him
it's
up.
funny because you said that, and I go, "Well, it's adjacent.
Yeah.
It's adjacent." But yeah, there you go. So we need updates. You got
All right.
to you got to keep us in the loop.
25 pounds right now.
So he's 10 in the hole.
Nice.
10 more in the hole.
Yep.
Is that what you're saying?
Weight's falling off.
Now know what this means, right? When you gain it back,
I gotta pay him back.
you owe him $1 for every pound you gain back. That's only fair.
That's right.
How long has it been? 25 pounds already in what, a month?
Yep.
That's impressive.
The beauty is when you're morbidly obese, it just melts off.
To a point.
Yeah, it does. It'll slow
there
down.
will come a plateau.
Yeah, and that's usually around the 6-week mark. Is that what you were saying, Troy? When
Yeah.
you do your diets and
Yeah.
all of a sudden it slows down at a point.
I'm like eating for a 180 pounder. So as I get closer to that, or
Yeah.
halfway there, I'm sure it's gonna slow down. But I was eating for a real big guy.
How's your pre-cockiness going? Still feeling it?
Yeah, I actually listened to that episode today, and it got me all fired up. I'm like,
He
oh,
wants to be a dick.
I can't back down.
I like it. And now you got someone who's literally paying you for every
Yeah.
pound down.
It's like a fat club. They do that, right?
Yeah, well, he's not fat.
No, I'm saying like there are clubs where you contribute money and
I've never heard of that.
do things like that.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Because after a while, you got to think, now I got enough to get all the ho-hos.
I've been saving money. Haven't been eating restaurant food.
Yeah, that's the kiss of death. Because there's a reason that shit tastes so good.
Right.
And it's butter.
Yeah.
Lots of butter.
And sugar. Like, you know how much sugar they put in just like salads?
Oh, it's
You're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Cup of sugar.
Oh, my daughters and I were out tonight, and like we were trying to eat well, and I was like, as an app, let's just get some edamame. And they were like, should we get the soy garlic sauce? And I was like, nope, just salt. They're like, but it sounds kind of good. I was like, I don't know what they put in that shit.
Right.
And it's probably just tons of sugar, because then you get it and go, no, it's good. Your body starts going, I love this.
It is crazy how sugar's in a whole bunch of shit you wouldn't think it's in.
Yeah.
At all. Doesn't even have to taste sweet, but it'll have sugar in it. You're like, huh?
I will say this is somewhat related. We went to that Super Bowl party and
Yeah.
everyone brought these dips and desserts, and that was a struggle. Like the voices, the demons were called. Like I can go without drinking, no problem, but fucking delicious food everywhere.
Oh, I ate Super Bowl Sunday.
So did I.
Because it fell on during my window of eating, and I was like,
Oh, nice. Good for you.
I was like, I am eating this chips and dip, and I'm not even worried about what's in it.
There was a moment at the very end where I
did stay away from the cookie brownies.
I had one. Just gotta have a little. I love Super Bowl. It's my favorite eating day.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a moment, and I realized that I still just got this fucking degenerate in me. I was leaving, and I realized that the dips were like getting closed up, and they were leaving, and I panicked. And the devil on my shoulder was like, "You need all the dips one more time."
I did the same thing.
Yeah.
And the angel on my shoulder said, "He's not wrong."
Yeah.
I was like, "I'm glad we all agree." And I grabbed
Get some for me while you're there.
I just grabbed a bunch of Fritos.
And just started facing them.
I went around to every single dip and had just one more hit, one
Yeah.
more hit. And I went around and I crushed all the Fritos in my hand, ate all the dip. And then I grabbed a sandwich and I ate it and I walked out the door.
Nice.
Like that was my exit.
Yeah, I was going around like with the Fritos eating this like cheesy, meaty salsa dip, like whatever. I forget what it was called. Everybody sees it with the meat and the Velveeta and the cup of.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just like eating that, and then I'm like eating some sausage balls, and I'm like, that sausage ball would be better
On a
if I
Frito.
dipped it in that cheesy meaty dip.
Ooh, even better. Because you know what goes great with meat? Meat and cheese.
Meat and biscuit and cheese, yeah.
I agree.
And it was delicious.
Yeah, that's the move. That's the beauty
Yeah.
of Super Bowl. You have all this menagerie of food, and you go, I want to put it all together.
Yes.
Right. And you'll never have that until next year. And you know that.
Yep.
You're like, I got to get some of this.
That's why it's my favorite. It's my favorite day.
Our New Year's Eve is kind of the same spread. We kind of do the same thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I feel like on New Year's Eve, I don't get the decadence of a Super Bowl.
It's not as much because we don't have as many people around, but not that we have a lot at Super Bowl, but it's the wives go crazy on Super Bowl. They enjoy it.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
And I made 2 Super Bowls worth of dip because I
Nice.
left my kids here to go to the party, so I had to make everything twice.
Ah.
So I doubled all my recipes and like left them with quite the
Did y'all have a
spread.
good turnout at the Super Bowl party?
Yeah, we did.
Nice.
It was good. Everyone
Were
was
y'all there the night before?
I don't remember. I can't remember what the night before was. I don't think so. I think I'd slow played everything. I was
Interesting.
really saving up for the.
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
No one hung out Saturday night.
I don't think so. Feel like I stayed home, chilled, got ready for the big dog.
Thought I saw it be real that y'all were over there Saturday night. Maybe,
possible.
Maybe it was Sunday.
I don't know. I can
It
tell you
all
this.
runs together.
It was
Wait a
not
minute.
eventful.
Was the White Knight's wife's
Yes.
party?
It was.
Oh, I remember.
party?
Know what I did leave, and I said happy birthday. She said it's not till tomorrow, and then I wished her happy birthday in the Super Bowl. So I definitely was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I
Look at
forgot
that.
about that.
But I don't know what I was doing.
Well, I want to give props to Aaron. That is very kind and awesome.
Nice, motivating.
Do that.
Does money motivate you? Did it work?
I had to put all my aspirations out to hold myself accountable. Like I mean, that's awesome, and it's nice to know that people are thinking about it. But really, I just wanted to be a pre-cocky asshole to make sure that I follow through, or as best I can.
So you're hyping yourself up with this whole.
No, I'm setting myself up for humiliation as the alternative to success.
It's not. I find it's nice when people actually see it on you.
Yeah, I was so fat. I don't think it.
Oh boy,
It's like that wasn't me, but
that was him. That was. Don't fucking
you're talking
lie.
about food.
Don't lie. A sausage came out
Talk
of
and
his
do that
mouth.
at the same time.
So skilled.
Impressive.
I forgot my train of thought.
You were talking about your ventriloquist dummy. Is fat.
Oh no, I have so much mass that I can probably lose 40, 50 pounds, and I will technically still be severely obese. So I don't know if it shows until I get just into dangerously overweight.
I was looking up numbers for my height, and I'm technically obese.
Yeah, that BMI thing's kind of ridiculous.
When I was
Yeah.
in the best shape, I mean, like cardio and muscle, I was overweight, BMI, and like 10,
Borderline.
10 pounds from obese. I'm like,
Yeah.
come on, you got to be shitting me.
yeah.
No, they want you thin until you're like 65, and then they want you plump.
Yeah.
Because the sure sign of death on an old person is being too thin.
Yeah, the
Then
frail.
You're frail. So
Yeah.
it's like
then they're
it's
like,
So I was
you
just
need to
doing
be
everything too
muscular.
early.
Like at 65, like, okay.
it's a crazy cycle. It's like
Because if
your
you don't
whole life.
start, you're not going to get there.
It's a sign of health
Yeah.
to be fatter when you're older. I guess that's because all the fat people die young. So it's like the one I don't know what it, but they want you skinny up until you're 65, and then they want you to have more weight. It's very odd.
They don't know what the hell they're talking about.
I don't think they do. The guy who invented jogging died running.
Yeah.
Maybe when you fall, you have more padding, so you don't break as many bones.
Well,
That's
I think
probably
that's
true.
I mean, that's what kills you. It's always like, oh, she fell and broke her hip, and then it's like, and she died.
She was driving and bebopping around, then she tripped over a curb and broke her hip and died. Like, what?
Yeah,
You know, J-Lo could trip like every day, and she's fine.
Bounce right back up like a weeble wobble.
Nah, I'd help her up. At least,
Dude, tomorrow is Valentine's Day. Are you guys doing anything?
no.
I think we've talked about this. We don't do that. We don't do a lot.
I think
Dave does the
Dave's
wor-
probably
Dave
a
is-
Valentine's guy.
Yeah, Dave is the absolute worst. He doesn't even believe in getting his wife a card.
I'll probably get her some flowers that die since I've saved so much on not
There you
getting
go.
fast food.
I got my wife a card and some generic chocolate. But I was walking around Walmart tonight while my son was at practice, and I was doing laps in Walmart and shopping, and it's just like, it's a weird thing to see. Like, Walmart, just as soon as you walk through the door, just had all these massive stuffed animals of various sizes and prices and flowers and all this just
Ludicrous.
generic just crap. And the
Yep.
people
In
you saw-
Walmart?
I know. And the people the people I saw buying that stuff, like, you could tell they were hardworking. I mean, a lot of the dudes were just filthy. They were blue collar
And wasting their money.
and just wasting so much money on these women that I'm like, this is sad. Like, this is bad. Like, you're busting your ass for this, and you're showing your wife on this made up holiday. You're spending all this money because if you don't, she'll probably be upset because she's been told to be upset because of
it's
the whole
all bullshit.
It was so depressing to be in there walking around.
I agree. It breaks my heart to see the
Yeah.
whole damn thing.
And I'm like, these poor guys, man, like, they're just trying to be good guys, you know?
It's all they're doing, and they've
Yeah.
earned every dollar
Yeah.
that's in that bank account.
Oh, yeah.
And 50 is going out
Yep.
because everything's overpriced. You buy a dozen roses 2 months ago,
Yep.
and it costs nothing,
Yep.
and it's like $10.
yeah.
And then slowly over the course of the last like 6 weeks, they have to keep raising it just a little, just a
Yep,
little,
yep.
just a little. So it doesn't look odd when it's $40
Yeah.
plus for a dozen roses right
Yeah.
now. Even Costco, it's like $38.
And like deliveries like twice as much or 3 times as much. Like,
It's fucking insane.
yeah. And a lot of these guys can't get off work and go take their wives flowers in the middle of the day. And God forbid your wife works in an office with a bunch of other wives and 3 of them get it, but she doesn't. Like,
Yeah, you want to know how to look like a real hero though? August 14th.
yes.
Send flowers to her office
Yeah.
and say, Happy Valentine's Day if you want to.
Yep.
You're going to look like a motherfucking hero.
If you want to look like a genius, February 15th. Yeah. Get them 75% off.
Exactly.
No, they're still going to charge you. I think you have to wait at least a week before that price starts coming back down. But you do it in the summer. You just say Happy Valentine's Day, and like they're going to be very happy.
Did you see that quote?
No,
Congratulations to Saquon Barkley for being the first Barkley to bring a championship to Philly.
Oh,
That is fantastic. Oh, Chuck's not happy.
Yeah, I'll pick a random day and just go surprise my wife and take her some flowers.
Yeah, when it's $10.
Yeah.
Like that's how you do it. And then you look awesome. Mm-hmm.
Or you look like you lost the fight.
Well,
No, you have to do it when things are good.
No, I mean, if you like send them to her work, it's like, oh,
when I come walking in
been
with
cheating.
flowers, everybody at her work goes, "What'd you do?"
Yeah, that's what they always say.
I
That's
didn't
the
do
trope.
anything.
What'd you
They're like,
do?
"Come on, what'd you do?" I'm like,
I love my wife.
I hadn't gotten her flowers in a while, and I thought she would appreciate them. And then they're like, "What?"
That's the move.
And then Mike dropped the flowers in the middle of the hall, and I beeline out of there.
I'll send my wife a text today. Happy February 14th tomorrow.
Yeah.
and it'll be it. It's like that's the extent of it. I don't do this shit.
Nah.
Not going to.
Like people go out, and it's on a Friday night this year. Like,
Oh, every restaurant's
dude, every restaurant's got to be humped. Like, you're gonna spend so much money at any restaurant that you could just go into at any other night. You're having to make a reservation. It's gonna be a nightmare.
There's a restaurant here in town called Napa Kitchen. It's a little like wine bar, and it's set up in one of these like outdoor mall areas.
Yeah.
Where they got townhouses and all kinds of stuff. And it's where all the divorced guys end up, or the divorced women end up if they.
It's one of
lost
those
out.
new places where like it's got it's like a mall, but it's an outside mall and it has housing next to it. So
Yeah.
you can it's got the restaurant so you can
Commercial
live
and
there.
residential.
Yeah.
It's perfect if you're divorced. Like go there and
Yeah.
But Napa Kitchen, that place is like it's beautiful because all the women just flock to it.
Yeah, because it's all
they
wine.
Love it in there. Yeah, they love their wine. They get to hang out. And so all the divorced guys that live in the apartments, they know exactly what the fuck's up. They just post up at the bar.
Yeah.
And they chat up every bitch. Like I've been in there with my wife, and I'll go take a leak. And when I come back, the three dudes at the end of the bar are like, "So how you doing? What's your name?" And they're telling,
Yeah.
I'm like, "You motherfucker! I've been gone for 10 seconds. Would you
Yeah.
think we just got a divorce? Like what the fuck was that?" But like they're hard up and they're in there, but they're not wrong.
Yeah.
You go where go there. Like that, they're all there. Moths to
Yeah.
a flame.
Follow the wine.
So these motherfuckers have left their Christmas decorations up until 2 weeks ago. I went in there for brunch with my wife. They had all the Christmas decorations still up, all the lights, all the stuff. I was like, this is a little odd.
Yeah.
And it was actually kind of off-putting.
Your neighbor still has a bunch of Christmas lights up.
Dude, that's a cross.
Yeah.
And that should be up year round.
There's other lights
The
too.
junk tree's a little off.
Yeah.
But like if he wants to leave a lit up cross up, I'm okay
a
with
cross
it.
with Christmas lights.
He did it himself. He nailed
Yeah.
it. That house.
Looks like he did it himself.
Oh, dude, it's great.
I like
Literally.
the Christmas pile of mulch in the cul-de-sac.
Yeah,
That's a whole other
nice.
thing too. That's a special kind
That's
of.
the other end of the street.
But I went by there
One way
today.
to save a parking space.
They basically they must have they must be LED lights because they just left all the Christmas shit up, and then they flipped a switch and all the lights are pink now.
Oh,
Nice.
And then they put a big giant heart out front that's lit up. And now they're the Thanksgiving the fucking Valentine spot. And I was like, well
Yeah.
done. So I went to a ramen joint and it had Valentine's balloons and all kinds of hearts.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is such a money.
I got a
maker.
haircut last week and it was Valentine's Day decorated. I'm like, who gives a shit?
We're leaning in harder.
Yeah.
It's really gone to pot.
It's like every month there's a stupid holiday that has to be celebrated.
But to all of you out there that celebrate and buy cards and flowers for your wives, happy Valentine's Day.
I hope it went well for you.
good on you.
Yes. Because we need suckers like you to keep the economy rolling.
That's right.
Because those tariffs are coming in, and
Yeah.
those next year, those bears are going to cost more.
Yeah.
About 25% more for those bears.
Actually, 50%.
You think so?
Yeah, anytime a price goes up,
Oh yeah, because you got to make the money in the retail. So
Yeah.
yeah. Look, it'll be fine. It'll work itself out.
I think we've come to the end of this episode, Brendan.
Yeah, we 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Like Valentine's
It's
Day.
late. I gotta
That's
get
true.
home for
we
Valentine's
didn't even
Day.
talk about
Oh.
the halftime show.
No, there's
Great.
nothing to say about that.
Great fucking halftime show. Only because listeners of this podcast were fully aware, if they weren't before, were fully aware of the beef. So they kind of got to see it.
Yeah.
And they all got to be excited when they went A minor. It was exciting. There, we'll leave it at that. But I enjoyed the halftime show, and I was glad to see bell bottoms come back on dudes.
No.
I have a pair of bootcut jeans, and I always feel weird because when I wear them, I'm like, boy, they really
Yeah, but those weren't boot cut.
No, his were bell bottoms.
Yeah.
But now my boot cut are mainstream.
Yeah.
And I appreciate Kendrick for doing that. I was very happy about that. I was like, oh, look at his jeans. They got the flare. I
Yeah.
was like, this is great. Because I'm always feeling a little weird. Like I see myself in the profile and I go, oh, they're kind of flared out a little bit.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
now
but you
I'm-
bedazzled them all nice, so they look cool.
Yeah, with Happy Valentine's Day
Yeah.
and hearts.
Yeah.
Because I'm a romantic. Fuck that. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We certainly do appreciate it. If you need a pair of sunglasses, get some Nectar sunglasses. Drop ITPH in the coupon code. You'll get 20% off what's already a good pair of sunglasses. And if you have a need for a mortgage or a refinance and you live in Virginia or Georgia, do yourself a favor and head over to Screen Door Mortgage. Jimmy will take care of you. He'll take what is arguably a very stressful situation and really help you out. Make it a lot easier on you. He knows his stuff.
Yep.
If you got money and you want to support Dave's fucking race to emaciation,
Yeah. Race to hotness.
I think I want to take it a step further. If anyone is thinking about doing that, hold it. See if I can continue this through
Do you have a goal?
Yeah. I want to get down to a little bit more than I weighed when I was married. When I got married.
how many pounds do you have to get to do that?
Total?
Yeah, how many pounds would you have to go down? You're at 25 today.
Well, so total to get to that would have to be like 115, but I would like to lose 100 pounds.
Wow.
You want to lose 100 pounds? Mm-hmm. Oh, Aaron, you done fucked up.
But see if I can keep it off through November
Okay, so you're saying if
and
you could get
donate
to
it to my M4K.
oh, this is a good challenge.
Yeah, except he's taking money out of our pocket.
Yeah, but you know what? It's for the kids.
Yeah, true. And we don't need any new equipment yet.
And he's not going to make it. He can't do it, dude.
See, I'm holding myself accountable.
Yeah, he can't do it. He's not capable.
No.
This motherfucker's running around getting
And his
gifts.
math doesn't check out.
No, but Dave, we got you.
Yeah, you'll
We're
do
fired
great.
up for
Yeah.
you, dude. This is great news.
Yeah.
I like that you're committed to the cause. In the end, though, let's be honest, you'll be a lot healthier for it. So we're all rooting for you. We're all fighting for you. None of us so much as Aaron. Aaron's got your back.
Yeah, awesome.
And your front.
Yeesh.
He wants to see a little less of that front. And I respect it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in this week. We really do appreciate it. And for everyone who has sent in topics, you see, it actually helps. Shell
Yes.
and Aaron both sent stuff in this week. It helps out. We love to hear from you guys. We love to know what's on your mind. So thank you to you two who reached out this week. And everyone else out there, if you can't, you can always rate and review.
Yeah, we would appreciate that.
Good luck with that. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll be talking to you next week. Cheers.
Cheers. That's a pretty good podcast, don't you think?
I do. Come on, song. Gotta go. Oh, I started way too early. It's like just going.
You guys stepped all over me last week.
Oh.
Took me off track.
Let's see if you can hold your focus, Dave. Hold. Hodor.
That's a lame ass excuse to put it back on us.
Yeah. Because of his lack of commitment.
I have a spot.
All I heard was your spotting.
Yes, exactly.
You guys messed me up. Is this a 12-inch remix?
Dude, what the fuck is going on? The club version.
Yeah.
Start it over.
My goal is to not be able to do the truffle shuffle.